Hey, so Omicron, or whatever it's called, came through, but we're here because God decided that we're gonna be here.
Look.
Yeah, who is this? So our symptoms mainly was sinus pressure. Isabel had a cough and she had a runny nose going. So Chris and I, we just had the sinus pressure and. You wanna climb?
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna. So my main symptoms was sinus pressure.
I just.
Julie, can you keep playing?
Okay.
So my main symptoms was sinus pressure. Let me show you all the essential oils we used, and then I'll go into detail all our symptoms. Because we were not going out, and you know we are people who need sun a lot, I gave them some synthetic vitamin D. I know it's not the best thing to do, but I just wanted to support our bodies. So I gave them some synthetic vitamin D. This brand, I didn't really even research about it. It was just because it's what I can get in the store. So I got that. So these are the essential oils I used. I used this organic immune boom just to help her body to fight whatever she's fighting. The lavender I will use for the pain because the earache was really painful. So I'll use the lavender for the pain. And then turmeric, I will also use that because it's good for inflammation and pain. I also diffuse some of the lavender with frankincense. I because of the kids, I couldn't use thieves. I felt like it would be too strong. Maybe I should have. So that's what I did. I used both plant therapy and young living essential oils. So I had this cough be gone. I also did pineapple juice for the cough. I don't have a juicer, so I just blend and I squeeze. And I decided to give them. You want to climb?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will start with Isabel because she was the one that was a little bit of a big deal because she had a painful earache. She would say that her ear hurt, but we would put the garlic oil in there and the pain will stop. So I think what was happening was her body was trying to remove the fluid and everything. That's what was causing the pain, but we will stop it. That's the thing about all these medications, because what it does is trying to stop your body from healing itself by, I don't know how best to explain it. That would be probably another video. But we do need it because then our bodies, because of how over time we have manipulated and we just eat things that physiologically it's not suited for us to eat. So we have to help our bodies when we're going through this. So what I did, I decided to let her body do some work. So I stopped putting the garlic oil and it really hurt. So what we did with the earache, we were alternating between the cold onion on her ear and the warm sacks filled with sea salt and some Himalayan salt. But it was just, we were so restless. She was getting tired. I do know from what people have said that earache is painful, especially when it's going to rupture. So I decided, okay, let's do chiro adjustment, because what the sea salt in the socks will help her to calm down. It will just take the edge off, or the cold, it was doing that. And then what did I do? I put some oregano oil. So oregano oil, and of course you have to dilute it. Oregano essential oil. I did put that around the ear, not inside, just to give it that antibiotic effect. And I do know that oregano oil is transdermal, so when you put it there, it does go through the skin. So we use the oregano oil. Guess who didn't get any of the oils during the Black Friday sale? After I told everybody, go get your oils, go get the oils, I fell asleep. I procrastinated to the last day and then I fell asleep anyway. So we did use the oregano oil around the ear, and then it will help, and then the pain will come back. And then she was just getting restless. So I'm like, okay, chiro. let's do chiro. I totally forgot chiropractor adjustment. So we took her for the chiropractor adjustment, and that really helped. Then around the evening, we saw that the ear had ruptured and it was draining. So I'm like, well, then let me help her along. I probably shouldn't have done that. So I gave her this homeopathy. I don't know much about homeopathy. I was really going to learn about it. Then somebody told me, it's magic, it's witchcraft. I'm like, so I kind of stepped back, but I'm kind of getting into it again. So with that, we gave her, it's not here, but I gave her this homeopathy tablet for earache, and this one. I gave her this one. And then the pain started coming back. At that point, I was like, no, that's enough pain, because it started the day before, and throughout the day she was getting the pain, and we were restless, really. She slept through the night, which was good, and the next day the pain started again, and that's when we went to the chiro. So when the pain started, I'm like, no way. And we were using the homeopathy painkillers, it was not touching it. I was giving her the massages at those points, to help the fluid drain and all that. So I decided to get this, and I know this is not what a natural-minded person will want to get, but I just couldn't bear her going through the pain anymore. And as soon as I gave her this, she was knocked out. She slept. I'm like, this thing is strong. And I think the reason why it worked was because we never used it. It was our first time in this home getting this and using it. I did get ibuprofen for myself when I had Judah for the afterbirth pains, but I never took it. I took the after ease instead, and it worked. I was afraid the after ease wouldn't work, so I had that as a backup. So that's the only ibuprofen we had in this home till we've never. And I think that's the thing. Even if you're gonna use this, don't abuse it. When we have fever, we let it run. We hold them close to us. My kids don't get headaches with fever. Judah never gets those fevers. He just gets a little bit warm, he breastfeeds, and he's fine. We've never even checked his temp, because that's how not serious his fevers are. He just gets like warm. I'm like, okay, his temperature has changed. He does this, and it's gone. Judah has never been sick through all this. He gets runny nose, congested. The next day he nurses through the night. The next day he's fine. So breastfeed the babies if you can. So what I was saying, if you're gonna get a painkiller for the kids, get the Motrin, not the Motrin, not the Tylenol, because the Tylenol with the acetaminophen is what causes the liver issues when it's overdone, and it has just so many things. It reduces the glutathione in the body and all that. What is it, glutathione? I don't know. Yeah. So I'll probably do more research on why you shouldn't be touching Tylenol, and I'll share with you. But Motrin works just as fine. So that's what we did. This was what we started using for the earache, which worked, but then it will come back. So I think this was stopping the bacteria or the virus from working. So I decided to lay off and let the ear rupture, which is really painful. It was just 2 days, but I felt like my girl has suffered. She has suffered, so we're doing a lot of, we've not even gone out after she's been well, because I'm still pampering her. I just wanted, I don't know what I can do for her to forget all that pain. So that was her symptoms, earache. Before the earache, she had a cough. The cough was not like in fits. It will come once in a while. She'd be like, but you could feel like she needed to get things out and it was not coming. So, all this part is joined. So if this one cannot detox and bring the gunk out, it goes to the ear and all that. And disease is just your body overburdened with toxins. I know people are like, somebody's infecting you with someone. The only reason why you are with someone and your own disease started is because you had it in you. It's just like when, I don't know if you know those stories where the women in the same room of menstrual age, their menstrual cycle will sync. It's the same thing. When we are detoxing, I guess because we are energy beings, when we are around people, we can trigger their own detox. But I'm not the one giving you the disease. It's because you had the disease in you anyway. I'm not giving you your menstrual cycle because you had the potential to bleed. So that is what people must know. And there's a lot going on. We have been eating junk, guys. We eat the same foods. So it just makes sense that we'll start detoxing the same time. Also, we've been over time taking all these injections to stop disease. So when those things expire in their body, they have to be expelled. Over time, we've been polluting our air. So 5G, all these things, okay, when they come together, it's just a lot of things to unpack. When you think about the Black Plague, they say a lot of times the Hollywood fight it, and then we are thinking. But when you look into it, you realize that there was a lot going on. The people at the time, they were drinking beer instead of water. The air was polluted with sulfur. There was a volcanic eruption. There were these rats, pollution. So we don't think about all these things. And of course, the war is not carnal, and that's the part. That's the very important. And I think that's why we are making it. Is just the fact that God has won this for us. He says, my purpose, you still have something to do here. It's just something that hands off, I don't know. And I'm thanking him every day, and I'm saying, okay, so we are still here, and we have to be careful to worship him. Anyway, so that's what we've been doing, the oregano around the ear. Lavender is good for pain, and I would also put some on her hair to help. For me, my symptoms was the sinuses. There was a lot of pressure. I could feel something here. I needed to get it out, but it wasn't coming out. I used to have chronic sinuses, and when I changed my lifestyle, eating more raw foods, I kind of lost it. It wasn't showing up anymore. But this around of the illness, it came back, and it came back strong. I've gotten sick before during all this disease. The first time this disease became popular, I got really sick for like 2 weeks. I lost all my hair. It's growing back, but the texture has totally changed. It didn't affect my sinuses. So this time around, my sinuses came back, and I'm like, what is going on? And for Chris, he also had the same sinus thing. He had headache too. He also had some earache, and his ear was blocked, but his ear popped now. He can hear. He couldn't hear. His ear popped now, but he has headache going on. I think it's still the body, because we've manipulated our body so much, with so much junk in our body. His body is finding it hard to detox, and that's why it's still in there. And they are doing so many things in the atmosphere. We don't know what the war is about, but we will trust our Maker. We don't worry. This year, the best thing I've done for my life is not worrying. I've trusted so much in God, and I want you to do that too. Never ever think that it's because of you doing some medicine and it's because of this, that's why you are alive. No. The war is bigger than that. Ask God for wisdom. When he gives you the tool, you should use them, but never think it's you. Colloidal silver. So I had hydrogen peroxide, food grade hydrogen peroxide on hand too. I was thinking maybe if the cough gets serious, I was going to let her nebulize the hydrogen peroxide and colloidal silver, but it didn't get there. And once again, I don't want to bombard the body with all these things are still chemicals, even though they help us heal. So we don't know all the reactions that happen after that. One thing I realized about Isabel too, that she was depleted. She likes so much carb, and we eat carbs in this house. We like rice a lot. And then she eats just a little. She will eat her smoothies, but it comes to a point where she doesn't want to eat. So I realized that nutritionally she was depleted too. So I said, you know what, I'm going to get her some multivitamin. I stopped giving them multivitamin because we were initially getting a lot from our food. But since she decided that she's not eating anymore, which kids do, they'll be eating and all of a sudden they will just decide that no. So yeah, this blend I got from a friend. I really didn't ask what was in there, but I smell a little bit of Raven from Young Living, and this also helped with my sinus. I will just put it here and just the massage here. Chris also got chiropractic. Chris also got adjusted. The only person who didn't go for the adjustment is me. Chris always says that you always be giving us these instructions for medicine, do this, do that, but when you're sick, you just sit in there. But actually, if you are really healthy, you can heal your body by just fasting. Don't go outside, just stay in your home, sleep, drink a lot of water for like a day. Check how you're doing. Go another day. When you decide to eat raw food. You can heal your body that way, but it depends on the state that your body is in. And what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. So I gave Isabel this, just a little bit, because I gave her this. I gave her a little bit of that, and I got her Smarty Pants multivitamin because that's what I could get from the store. Why you stay home when you're sick is more for you than anybody else. You don't want to overburden your body. You want to rest more. We also did a lot was the steaming. We would just put water whether in a cup or a basin and throw a towel over our head. You can put some essential oils in there, but I was wondering if it was going to destroy the properties. So we would just do steam, and I'll put herbs. I had mullein leaf. I had that and one other herb. I'll put it inside and then we will inhale. And I diffuse the essential oil instead, or rub it around the ear. Peppermint is good for headache. I'll put it on Chris's forehead to take the edge off. Frankincense is good as well. So that's mainly what we did. That will be all. Thank you so much.